Hi, this is Dr. Anndrea Hatcher from Olive Branch Park Veterinary Clinic. Today I'm going to talk about Russian tortoises. At their adult length, they're 4 to 10 inches long. Their enclosure temperature range should be about 70 degrees Fahrenheit at the cool side and around 80 degrees Fahrenheit at the warm side, and should be no cooler than 65 degrees Fahrenheit at night. The humidity should be 60%. They are diurnal, and when kept outdoors, they may hibernate. Their lifespan can be 50 years or more. For their enclosure, they're best kept outdoors in a climate with a temperature range of 70 degrees to 95 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. If they are kept indoors, a turtle table will work, but you don't want any clear sides. Tortoises don't understand glass, and they'll hurt themselves trying to escape through it. The equipment you'll need is a shallow water bowl, not too deep or the tortoise will drown, UVB light, and you'll want to change the bulb every 6 to 12 months, 2 thermometers, a humidity gauge, sand for digging. For food, you'll want to feed daily, sprinkle the food with a calcium supplement, Timothy or Bermuda hay, and kale, dandelion greens, endive, escarole, mustard greens, romaine lettuce. New tortoises should be examined by a veterinarian and have a fecal sample checked for intestinal parasites. They should have a yearly physical exam and intestinal parasite exams after that. So, a distressed tortoise crawled into a police station. "Officer, I was just robbed by a violent gang of snails." "Okay, calm down," the officer said, "and tell me everything that happened." "I'll try," said the tortoise, "but it all happened so fast." Strictly speaking, tortoises are land turtles, and the term turtle should be reserved for aquatic or semi-aquatic animals. But often people will use the term turtle to refer to both land and water animals. Tortoises are reptiles, which means they are cold-blooded, so they rely on their environment to regulate their body temperature. Tortoises range in size from a few centimeters to 2 meters. Most tortoises are herbivores. They are slow-moving animals that rely on their shell for protection. Remember Aesop's fable, The Tortoise and the Hare? The speedy hare is certain that he can beat the slow tortoise at a race. In his overconfidence, the hare takes it easy and doesn't pay attention until too late, and the slow and steady tortoise actually wins the race. The tortoise comes out ahead when it comes to lifespan, too. It isn't uncommon for tortoises to outlive their human owners. Records for such long-lived animals can be a little shaky, but some sources say that the second longest living vertebrate animal was a tortoise. The oldest vertebrate animal was reportedly a koi, so a fish, that lived to be 226 years old. The tortoise, that was the second longest living vertebrate animal, was a gift from British explorer Captain Cook to the Tongan royal Chinese family in 1777, and it lived to be 188 years old. Tortoises often live to be 100 to 150 years old, so this is a pet that you need to leave directions for in your will. Although it would be handy, counting the rings on a tortoise's shells, like the rings in a tree trunk, is not an accurate way to determine the tortoise's age. Although tortoises don't move quickly, they do move, and they can grow quite large. They aren't ideal indoor pets because they can cause a surprising amount of damage to drywall and furniture. They are better suited to an outside pen in Arizona than are sometimes cold, rainy, and snowy Indiana. Another thing to keep in mind when considering either a tortoise or a turtle for a pet is that reptiles may carry the bacteria Salmonella. Salmonella can cause disease and potentially death in children younger than 6, the elderly, and immunosuppressed people, such as those with HIV, organ transplant recipients, or those undergoing chemotherapy. Reptiles that are carriers of Salmonella don't look sick. The Salmonella bacteria can't be washed off the animals, and antibiotics won't clear the bacteria from the animals. Since 1975, it has been illegal in the United States to sell turtles that are less than 4 inches in diameter, so that small children can't fit them in their mouths. After careful consideration, if you decide that a tortoise is the pet for you, get one from a tortoise rescue organization such as Indiana Turtle Care, which you can find at indianaturtlecare.com. Because tortoises live so long and need so much space, rescue organizations can't keep many at a time and are quickly overwhelmed. When people decide they no longer want a pet tortoise or turtle, releasing them into the wild is not a kind option. The animals usually starve or freeze to death because they aren't adapted to our local outside environment. If you see a tortoise or a turtle on the road, pick them up, as long as it is safe for you to do so, and put them at the side, still going in the same direction. If you turn them around, they'll end up stubbornly heading in the same direction they were heading before and end up crossing the road again.